Did the miners at Goldwan mine stay underground by their own will, or were they held hostage? Questions and complaints over the KZN government's plan to spend 20 million rand on the SA Music Awards, and taking sides and peacekeeping. Hello, my name is Mathapelo Moloi and this is Eyewitness News. Please like and subscribe.
This is Eyewitness News.
More details have now emerged about the hostage drama situation at the Goldwan mine, Mathapelo in Springs. For the past 3 days, over 500 of its employees have been underground over what is believed to be a labour dispute between two worker unions, NUM and AMCU. Some of its members are calling it a sit-in. But Goldwan has accused AMCU-affiliated workers of holding some of its employees hostage in order for management to fast-track their application for organisational rights. The mine's head of legal, Ziyad Hassam, says the company has a closed-shop agreement with NUM that has been in place since 2012.
But we cannot verify an application for organizational rights while we have a closed-shop agreement in place. And that's the argument that the NUM has brought at the CCMA and at the Labour Court to prevent AMCU from getting a foothold at the mine. The correct process would have been for them to make an application to join, to be a party of that agreement, which they have not done.
Well, despite that, though, one of the mine workers belonging to Union AMCU says they want their demands to be met.
The officials said they said they'll come today at 8 o'clock. They came there, they closed the gate for them not to get in. Up until 2 o'clock, they called what you call CCMA, and then they're going to meet the state prosecutor, and then they came inside here. Thereby they got through. They said they mustn't attend the meeting. They're going to attend the meeting at the full gate. Because always they get the meeting here inside. Not there by the security.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has poured cold water over plans by the KZN government to spend 20 million rand towards hosting this year's South African Music Awards. While the actual figure for the awards differs according to some political parties, the department announced it will spend millions of rands on the event, hoping for a sizable return on investment. Well, following public outcry, Ramaphosa has since advised against the move, citing the need for government to practice fiscal responsibility. But the provincial MEC for Economic Affairs says the issue has been highly politicized. Duma says government was merely trying to support the creative arts industry.
The return on investment was going to be at the value of around 450 million, and it was going to be depending as well on another scope, because you'll find that each time there's an event taking place in the province, a lot of investment might come after it, because if you are going to host the summer for the next 3 years, there are strategic people who are going to come. Summers are like Grammys in the country like South Africa.
While to this now, 9 suspects, including a police officer, have been arrested for the alleged kidnapping of businessmen in Joburg. Police say these suspects were arrested yesterday after a Portuguese man who was kidnapped outside his business in Bramley was then found in Kempton Park. It's understood there's a syndicate in the city targeting Portuguese businessmen, with at least 5 kidnapping incidents recorded so far. Police spokesperson Atlenda Mates says the officer was arrested at his place of work.
While the organization is disappointed by the arrest of one of its own, it is pleasing to note that the organization is ridding itself of corrupt elements. No member of the SAPS is above the law, irrespective of their rank.
Health Minister Joe Phaahla says budget constraints are making it difficult for some municipalities to hire health inspectors who can ensure quality standards are met in food stores. Well, this follows a steady rise of cases where children have been hospitalized after consuming goods allegedly bought from the local spaza shops. To date, at least 5 children have died from cases of this nature, with the most recent one seeing 90 children hospitalized in Soshanguve, north of Pretoria. Well, Phaahla says municipalities are juggling a number of issues and are not always able to prioritize hiring health inspectors.
So the quality of inspection, it's not really up to scratch, and it's a matter which one has been agonizing to say, can we maybe get back to Parliament, review this? Because in district municipalities, they want to fix the roads, the potholes. So when they talk about health, it's not a priority.
And for developments on the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has told the Security Council there have been clear violations of international law committed in Gaza. He's condemned the bombing of the densely populated strip in Palestine by Israel and the use of civilians as human shields by armed group Hamas. Well, since the surprise attack by Hamas on Israel, tensions between the two have been escalating. Thousands of people have died on both sides, while scores more have been displaced. Well, Guterres says it's important to note that the attacks by the armed group did not happen in a vacuum.
Even war has rules. We must demand that all parties uphold and respect their obligations under international humanitarian law. Take constant care in the conduct of military operations to spare civilians, and respect and protect hospitals, and respect the inviolability of UN facilities, which today are sheltering more than 600,000 Palestinians.
Meanwhile, Israeli representatives at the council were furious with Guterres and even called for him to resign. Well, here's the Israeli ambassador Gilad Erdan speaking after the UN Security Council debate.
The Secretary General must resign. This building was established to prevent atrocities. How can the Secretary General, with his words, justify in any way the terrible atrocities that happened to our civilians, innocent civilians?
And that is all we have for you today. Again, please remember to like, share and to subscribe.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.